Let's go, boys.
This time he bangs it to the left of extra cover. Around comes Ishmael Parchment again. Just a single. Another single to Babar as he just strokes it down to a sharp mid-earn. And this brings Zion on strike. This time straight to the man at extra cover. No run. This time a misfield, and the batsman scampered through for a single. Ten down, 91 for 3. It's a very good over there by Glenn. So that one will continue from the southern end. This time he drive it up to the man at long off, just a single. Picks up by Glenn. That signal of no wall. And the ball will go into the boundary for 4. Well bowled. And they drive it down to the man on the long on fence. That's Mr. Dyer. And just a single. This brings the captain Zion on strike.
Wait.
Drive it back past the bowler. The man at log-off can get around, and the ball goes into the boundary for 4. Straight to the man at extra cover. Each time it open the fit, drive it down to the man on the boundary. Sweeper, and just a single. Eleven down, 103 for 3. And Glenn will continue from the northern end.
You exited.
And it will be bowled into the captain's zone. Well bowled. That must be the googly. And the batsman goes onto the back foot and push it out to extra cover. Just a single. Brings Barber on strike. Oh, Ishmael comes around off the sweeper boundary. Couldn't get it to the left of Parchment. Fine shot by Barber. And it goes into the boundary for 4. So after that shot, we have an adjustment in the field.
I'll show you in a second.
This time push it down to the push it to the man at the extra cover, just a single. Oh, this time he just runs it down to the third man fence and into the boundary for 4. No man on the boundary. No slips. So that was brilliantly played by the batsman. And the Lithonia Lions, Lightning continue to roll on. This time he goes inside and pulls it down to a wide long on, just a single. This time just a single as it hit it down to the cover boundary, picked up by Parchment. The end of 12, 114 for 3. 115 for 3.
So you can do betting. So betting team 1.
So we have a new bowler from the southern end, and that's going to be Ricardo Powell. And the batsman in strike is the captain Zayn. And Powell take time out to set his field. The batsman in strike is Barber. And he just goes into the wicket and rolls it down to a backward square, just a single.
Do you know how many runs Glenn gave in 2 overs?
Glenn, I mean,
2 over 16.
I can, that's what I can show you. And
Says everything.
yeah, it is there.
16.
This time he just works it down to the man and long on. Everyone die off the boundary and just roll the ball back to Ricardo Powell, just a single. Another single to Barber is he just roll this one down to extra cover. Yet another single. Over the top and down to mid off. A long off. This time he opened the face of the bat and bangs it over the extra cover and into the boundary for 4. It's a quick single, you have to hurry, and the throws are just a little bit wide. And the batsman made the ground. "13 down, 124 for 3. So Glenn will continue from the northern end.
Can you push this table tiny bit over there so we have some room to go out?
Okay.
Pull it up all the way. That's it. You drag it. Don't drag it.
This time he uses his feet and drive it down to a long on, just a single. Oh, a little bit of misfield there from Powell, and the ball goes into the boundary now, and that's 4 runs. This time is straight to Powell. No chance of a run. Oh, that's a fine shot. Will it stays? Yes, it does, and he's out caught. The man at long off took the catch, and that's the end of the captain. That's Lewis. Caught Lewis. Bo Glenn, 25. So Lithonia Lightning lost the fourth wicket, and that's the wicket of the captain. And with the fall of that wicket, the players take time to get a little refreshment because it's real hot out there. Temperature move up to about 85 degrees. No cloud in the sky.
What's his number? Who's the batsman? Can you ask?
Azim, right? And the fielder, Lewis? Who caught the game?
Azim is the new batsman.
So the new batsman is Azim. This time the Babar cleared the field at long off and over the boundary for 6. This time to drive the man at middle of the extra cover. Just a single. $14 down, 136 for 4. And Paul will continue from the southern end. And he will be bowling to Babar. Oh, that's down the leg side. And that will goes into the boundary for wide, signaled by the umpire. So we have a long off, a long on, mid wicket. A man on the backward square boundary. A sweeper. Oh, this is going to be early misfield there by the fielder at Gully, and the batsman scamper through for a single. And this will bring Azim on strike. Ain't nobody around there. Oh, that's brilliantly done by Dyer. A little footballing skill right there by Mr. Dyer. Saved 2 runs. So Azim is off the mat. This time he just take the pace off the ball and roll it down to the man at the right of the umpire and just a single. This time Barber getting his wicket inside the wicket and swivel it down to long leg and goes into the boundary for 4. A little adjustment to the field. So they try to plug that gap. This time he go yard. That's a beautiful shot. Straight over long on. Wide long on and over the top for 6. Oh, that's brilliantly played. That's a fine shot by Barber. Just open the face and glide it down between point and gully and down to the boundary for 4. 15 down, 159 for 4.
The bowling team they scored 232 last week.
Really? That's what's his name? Glenn?
On this ground, 200 should be the par score.
This time he pushes up on the inside the field off the long on boundary comes in, picks up, toss it back to the bowler, just a single. And this will bring Azim on strike. Oh, that's beautifully bowled. Pace and bounce straight to the wicket keeper.
Hey, you need someone here.
Oh, this time this one is high, way high. And he took the catch. Ishmael Parchment took the catch, so Azim is out. Card Parchment, bowl Dyer for 6. Lithonia Lightning lost their 6th wicket at 163.
New batsman. Let me see his names.
Powell?
Christopher.
Christopher, huh? Chris Powell. Chris Powell.
Okay. And the new batsman is Chris Powell. Oh, that's brilliant. The Peters runs it down to the man on the third man fence. Just a single. This time the man on the third man boundary can't get around and he just rolls it down there and there's 4 runs. Just using the pace of the ball and just sliding it down to third man to the left of the fielder. This time it's back and just roll it up to a point. The fielder comes in, picks up. This is a single. So the end of the over from Everon Dyer. 17 down, 169 for 6.
He might not be able to get 30 more than 3. Good comeback.
Who's the bowler?
So we have a change of bowling from the northern end.
Canal Lewis.
And it's going to be Kenar Lewis back for his second spell.
Chris on strike.
And he will be bowling to
Chris Powell.
Chris Powell.
Well capped.
It's brilliantly done by the wicket keeper. That ball was running away to his right. This time it's off the outside edge and down to the third man boundary for 4.
Even if they get 200, it won't be like professional. They'll just like get edges and all that. Main batsman is on. Maybe him and he connects a couple. That's another four. Oh no, that's even there.
This time it's down to a die on the boundary and just a single.
If Barbara and them were there, it would have been 200 already.
This brings Chris Powell on strike. Just a single as he pushes out to a Parchment, who just trucks across to his right. This one is in the here, off the long off boundary comes the fielder. Oh, just couldn't get to it. Good effort there by the fielder. Ricardo Powell just couldn't get to it, and the ball eluded his grasp and into the boundary for 4. This was also signal a no ball.
It was a no ball and a 4, right?
Yeah, I think they have
Oh, there's not enough fielders.
3.
6 fielders outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fielders outside. That's why.
So that was one too many fielder outside the circle.
I'm gonna ask you. You see something? If you do this, then I'm gonna point you with this. So you press that button.
So if I see something, then I don't press it?
Then you do. Yeah.
They think about the second, and that was a bit close. The umpire have a good look at it. Shake of the head by Mr. Linder. So the batsman crossed for just a single. This bring Chris Powell on strike.
1, 2, 182.
That's brilliantly. That's brilliantly done by the man at extra cover. And he's given out, run out. So Emeng is run out. And the Lightning lost their 7th wicket.
Do you know who was the fielder with you?
Darpan.
Darpan?
Pretty sure.
हाँ? And यहाँ पे कौन था?
Assist.
The bowler.
Bowler was Kunal. Rajesh bhai. Fielder Darpan, right?
And 1 run, right?
Mm-hmm.
183 after 17. After 18.
So the Lightning lost their 7th wicket via the run-out route. 183 for 7 from 18.
What happened? Yeah, this one is Powell. Oh, did you?
see what are the runs in dollar. I have to change something. Is Veer Patel on strike? Yes.
No, you gave Chris.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wicket.
Beautiful delivery outside the off stump. The batsman drive. Goes through to the wicket keeper.
This kid is only 16 years old. Sahil.
Sahil.
So the bowler is from the south is Sahil. This time it's a full pitch delivery. And the batsman gets a run, so one more to the total. And this bring Chris Powell strike.
Who is the bowler?
Sahil. First ball. Dot. And then single. He was on strike.
This time Powell go for the big hit and misses. Is struck on the pad.
Okay.
And then dot.
Dot. Thank you.
And he bowled him. Again, he went for the big hit. This time it misses. And he was bowled by Sahil. So the Lightning lost their 8th wicket. 184 for 8. Chris Powell, bowled by Sahil.
कौन आ रहा है अभी? जयदीप.
He made a great comeback. It was looking like they were going to get over 2.
Jabran, right?
Jaydeep.
JB.
Jaydeep.
Hirsch.
Harsh.
You know?
And the new batsman is Hirsch. I'll take strike from Sahil. Plays that one outside the off stump, and the ball goes through to the wicket keeper. And he bowled him. So the Lightning has lost their 9th wicket. Hirsch bowled by Sahil for naught.
Great over!
After 19, 184 for 9.
Sahil boy getting an envelope today. Money. Mr.
कौन है? कौन है यहाँ? जय क्या?
Lewis bowling and last batsman is Jason.
जय साथ में. जय on strike.
So we're down to the final over. And it will be bowled by
Kana
Kenar
Lewis.
Lewis.
On strike पे कौन है?
So after a rocky start from the Cartersville Param Veers, they really strike back. At one point, Lithonia Lightning were, from 6 over, were really cruising.
Try to get them under 190. Last wicket, right? He's getting bowled.
So leg by signal by the umpire. One more to the total.
Well, you want he's gonna get bowled.
It was a leg by? What's the leg by?
This one goes through to the wicket keeper.
Let me get my ball. So
Can't get bat on ball.
Total should be 185.
and Abhi gonna strike where? Jay, right? It's Jay and it's dot. That should be right.
This time he hit that one between the gap and into the boundary for 4.
Just go on his stump and then he'll get bored.
So fine shot by Jay.
Come on, get him out this ball. I'm 190. Bold. Catch. Arre.
Again, he just hope in the face of a bat and runs this down to wide third man and into the boundary for 4.
Why is he bowling short? Give him
Oh,
a
that was a fine shot.
bowl outside.
Looking at the replay, that was a beautiful shot by Jay.
Oh, you're getting replay too now? They're showing replays. What?
This time, he hope in the face again, just in front of Dyer at the third man fence, and just a single.
Last ball.
Last one.
Total 190.
4. I mean, as of now, 194.
If he gets a 6, he might. This ground, he hit Royce and them like crazy here. He scored 113 against them
Oh my god.
this year. Against their bunch team. CC.
That's the final delivery, 195 for 9. After 20 over Lithonia Lightning, after being asked to bat by the Cartersville Param Veers. 195 for 9. So the magic total for the Cartersville Param Veers will be 196. So let's run through the scorecard for you. Amit Saud, Card Sahil, Bowl Darpan, 24. Raul, Card Pervez, Bowl Sahil, 9. Ebanks, Card Daya, Bowl Colonel Lewis, 37. Zain, Card Kenan Lewis, Bowl Javel G for 25. Barber, Card Javel, Carton Bowl Javel, 49. Zaim, Card Ishmael Parchment, Bowl Everon Daya, 6. Patel, Run Out Darpan Kennard, 12. Christopher Powell, Bowl Sahil, 8. Patel Nado, 2. Desai, Bowl Sahil, not. J Nado, 2. There was 14 extra of a total of 195 in the bowling figure. Dyer 4 overs, 31 1. Sahil 3 not 26 3. Lewis 4 not 49 1. Patel 3 not 24 1. Glenn 4 not 34, 31 2. Powell 2 not 32 not. So there we have it, 195 from 20 overs, and the magic number for the Cartersville Param Veers will be 196. So if we have the inning break,
Hello, hey Savya.
So if he asks for a new
Hey
one,
Rahul.
if he asks for a new one, give this or
Okay.
other.
Okay. Oleg. Right them over.
Can we see this? Oh, it's not. Camera is not proper.
So we get ready for
Cannot see anyone here, right?
the start of the Cartersville Param Veers innings.
Batsman?
And the batsman that will take strike is Kennar Lewis. First delivery just pushes out into the cover. The batsman goes through for a single. So the Cartersville Param Veers are off and running. And remember, the target is 196.
Amit bhai.
The bowler from the southern end is Chris Powell. And the batsman is Darpan Patel. And he drives back up the track, and the ball goes into the boundary for 4. Fine shot by Patel. Just lean into that one and drive it back to the left of the bowler and the right of the man at short mid-on. So some adjustment to the field after the shot by Darpan. So we're still waiting on the arrival of the ball. In the meantime, the two batsmen of a mid-wicket conference, as the umpire will take a look at the ball and seem to be satisfied. And we're ready to go again. So we have a slipster gully cover, extra cover mid-off inside the circle. Short ball down the leg side, and they should signal a wide and goes into the boundary. The wicket keeper flew across to his left, but just couldn't get across enough. This time it goes straight back over the bowler head and into the boundary for 4. Another fine shot by Darpan. And these two batsmen look to be in no nonsense mood here today. Look like they want to get on with the business of hand. This time he pulls that one down the back square leg and into the boundary for yet into the boundary. Another boundary to Darpan. And Lewis proving to be very, very expensive first over. It's a good delivery. This time Darpan went for the big hit again. The ball leave him a little bit off his seam and call it by the umpire. That's much better from Powell. Slow delivery and hit beautifully over Wyman off. And it goes over the boundary for 6. So that's a very, very expensive first over. And after 1, it's 24 without loss. So, the first over, it seems like we're in for a short, very, very short innings. But let's see what the captain and the next bowler have up their sleeve. And the bowler from the northern end will be Azim. The bowler from the northern end going to be will be Azim. And it will be bowled into Kenar Lewis. Please be reminded that the target is 196. So the two-man out will be a wide mid on the fence on a mid wicket. Oh, that is Dunchel easily played over the top by Lewis and into the boundary for 4. Oh, he just get the hand to the back foot and just rolls it beautifully down to the backward point boundary for 4. Another fine shot by Lewis. Just opening the face of the bat and just slide it away past the fielder to the left of the fieldsman and down to the boundary for 4. Again, he back onto the bank foot, bangs it between cover and extra cover into the boundary for yet another 4. And it seems like we're in for a treat. This time he just gets inside the wicket and just rolls it out on the outside. The fielder, the bowler runs across to his right, picks up. And the batsman scamper through for a single. This bring Darpan and strike. Oh, he goes on his knee and hit that one straight over the top and out of the park. And into the YMCA building for a huge 6. That's a magnificent shot by Darpan. And the Param Veers are rocking and rolling. This time is a full pitch delivery and hit it over backward square, backward arm. Over mid wicket and over the fence for 6. So, after 2, 49 without loss. See, we're going to have a change of bowling from the southern end, and it's going to be this side. And he will be bowling left arm fast, and it will go over the wicket, and he will be bowling to Kenar Lewis.
No, he did something with the JD visit.
Interesting, because then all the chatter would go.
You will mute. So Jadeep will come from the southern end, and will be bowling to Kenar Lewis. Drive to the right of the man, extra cover into the boundary for 4. Fine shot by Lewis. And it seems like these two Param Veers are in no nonsense mood. I think they want to get on with it and get out the sun. So when these two batsmen in a mood like this, there's no way you can have a fieldsman everywhere. Now there's a man in the extra cover boundary. A man at long off. Now he's been brought to his left. And he bowled him. This time Lewis looked to mid-wicket. The ball leave him, knocked the stump back, and Lewis is out. Bowled by JD for 18. Yeah, looking at the replay, you can see him looking towards mid-wicket. The ball slide away from him and knocked the leg stump back. And the Param Veers lost their first wicket. That of Kenar Lewis, bowled by JD for 18. 53 for 1. And the new batsman is Mark Parchment. And he will take strike from JD. So they pull the sweeper and what brings them into cover. And the slip will go to a white third man. A point, extra cover. Each time he just goes onto the back foot and push it up. On the offside, the man from extra cover comes to his right, picks up, shine on the ball. Another good delivery by JD. The batsman pushes it back up. The bowler follow through, picks up.
Okay, set your batsman. The normal.
Oh, this time he just flicked it away down the long leg and into the boundary for 4. This time JD strays a little bit and he paid the price. So Parchment is off his off the mat.
Show me both the bats, the guy who just played the shot. And stop. No more zooming.
Hamid was eating in the background. Zoomed it in.
Okay, reset.
Another boundary.
Oh, beautiful shot by Parchment. This time he just come forward into the front foot and bangs it to the right of extra cover and into the boundary for 4. 2 down, 61 for 1.
Never talk to me. The tracking was perfect. You don't have to zoom in. What? No, 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 no. As long as the ball is in the air. Score?
61.
61! Dude, 3 over 61. We're going at over 20. They need to chill
The
now.
batsman.
So I think we have a change of bowling from the northern end.
These runners. The batsman is about to face the ball.
Christopher.
He's saying?
Power, yeah.
Chris Powell. Chris Powell.
That's a stop.
His name, what's his number? If it's
Oh,
99.
no, no, no. That's E-Banks.
No.
E-Banks, my bad. E-Banks.
The new bowler from the northern end going to be Damian Banks. And we'll be bowling to Darpan.
Leave your hands where you settle, brother.
3? Darpan is saying under 3 over.
And this time he hit that over backward square and over the boundary for 6. So with the target of 196, the Param Veers are just cruising at the moment. This time he go yard again. This time it's over long on, over top. That's 6 more runs for the pan.
My God. 9 balls, 42.
Oh my god. That is insane.
10 balls, 48. Oh, he said 3 balls, 360.
Yeah.
Who have they announced? So we're ready to continue play after a change of ball. Andy Banks will continue to bowl to Dapan.
Okay, you're off, Frank. Yeah.
This time he opened the face and that goes one bounce into the boundary. White third man for 4 runs.
I'm just ball, ball, ball. Throw, throw.
New ball? I don't know what he's asking.
Yeah, new ball. He's asking for a new ball.
No, no, that's good, that's good.
That's it.
This time hit it to the left of the man who comes around. A little football work and still kicking. Pass it after the man running to his right.
Man, that would have been.
So 2 more runs to Dapan.
Who's on strike? That one again?
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
13 balls, right?
11.
Oh no, 12 balls.
Yeah.
If he gets it in this next ball, that's his fastest 50 for APL. Because the second highest is 14 balls. Well played. Respect, they're good balls.
4 down, 81 for 1.
81.
80.
80.
80 for 1.
Exact 21 in this over, right?
19.
So we'll continue with JD from the southern end, and he will be bowling to Japan.
Who's there, your dad? What did he say? He was like, shoot.
Oh, I should have sent him the live stream.
I have it.
You sent it?
I don't have your number. I don't want any message. I probably have your number.
Someone goes to your phone, like, yo, you have Amir's number.
I have your number.
I know.
Mahmood Hooray. I have to get it from you. Let me see this one.
This time he drive to the man at the long off boundary, and that's a 50. Fine 50 for Darpen, and that 50 came off just 12 delivery.
Get me the best one. What is it? 13 balls, 50, dude. Now had the second highest. Now he has 14. He beat it by one ball. What a legend. Oh.
Oh, beautiful shot. This time Parchment get inside and pull that one to mid wicket for 4. Superb shot by young Parchment.
Why can I not pay? Let's give him a keep it. Now he's getting lit. Keep on hitting. He's so excited to get a wicket. Wide.
Outside the off stump, you just look at it and let it go through to the wicket keeper.
New balls are so satisfying.
This time he drive past the ball around, come Powell to his right. Oh, brilliantly done. The ball headed back to, a little bit of bad luck there for Powell as he stopped it well. The ball rebounded and goes into the boundary for 4.
Is Raul?
Azim bhai. Uh-oh.
Scores 100 off.
Dude, if he scores 100 in like freaking
30 balls.
yeah.
30 balls.
Again a drive, but this time he's straight to the man on the long. Oh, and it eluded Powell again and into the boundary for 4 more runs.
Switches in and ripper.
Come on, yeah, change the fielder.
Next one, if he pitches it up,
And what if he misses it again? Everywhere he misses everything.
that'd be so fun.
You're out.
Oh, this time he swiveled onto the back foot and hit it over mid wicket and into the boundary for 4. So another good shot there by a young Parchment. Short delivery, and he just goes 1 foot up, 1 foot down, and bangs it over the mid up back to mid wicket for 4. And after
17 in that over.
after 5, 97 for 1.
He's getting lit now.
Someone
And look, it seems like we gonna have a change of bowling from the northern end.
J started.
J.
J.
At this point, it's like
Okay. The new bowler from the northern end will be Jay, and we'll be bowling to Darpan, who's on 50. 50 from 13 delivery with 5 huge sixes and 4 4s.
He turns up and to make sure they don't curse. Remember after the win, he got so excited. Now everybody's getting on top of him. Yeah, come bowl again. There was a guy in Priya, he doesn't even know how to play. And he was like, bro, he bowls better than me.
So there's a man on the mid wicket boundary to more to his left.
He knocked him. He like tried all he could stop him.
Oh, that was beautifully played. Inside out and over the extra cover boundary for 6.
100 up, 100 up.
100 up, boy.
Say it.
I hate that part. Like, if the ball goes, you have to go so far to find it. It goes like all the way to the bathroom.
How much is the 56 and 14? Strike rate of 400. Oh, and 14. So that means you got 50 and 50.
And tomorrow, last week, that against 14.
Yeah. That has to be past 50.
What's the past 15 in the world? I think 12 balls like Chris Gayle.
Yeah, 12 by Chris. It was in BBL. Big Bash League. It was funny though. The first 3 balls he got.
So if you're the captain of the Lithonia Lightning, what would you do at this moment? I guess the only thing you can do is just hope. And they finally got their man. Bowled by Jay for a well played 56 or 14 delivery. A cameo from Darpan finally come to an end. And Param Veers just lost his second wicket
He scored really well, yeah.
He did his job. I mean, that's what
at 103.
Actually being
he gets 40 times out. That's his
Yeah.
job.
Who's coming in?
That's mostly. So the new batsman strolling to the wicket is Glenn. And while he do so, the Lithonia Lightning team take the time out to get a little refreshment.
I'm gonna take a break. Just sit down. Just come and take a break.
And it seems like we have a man going to the mid wicket, and the mid wicket fence. There's a third man just inside the circle. Also inside the circle, a gully point, extra cover.
Played against Jamaica. He did. You know what's over there? He did him for 360 out of the park back to back. All out of the park.
And there's a sweeper.
Yeah, Javal. Yeah. He's
How
on.
old is he?
He's over 19. He's like 20.
Really? He looks like he's
Huge.
Well bowled this time. Glenn just comes onto the front foot and pushes it to the left of the man, extra cover. No runs.
He played against you guys in West Indies?
This time Glenn just managed to get the bat on that one. This time he beaten outside the out stump. There's a P4 caught behind, but umpire Lindo's unmoved. This time he struck on the pad. There's a half-hearted appeal. The end of a very good over from Jay, over which he got the wicket of Darpern. And after 6, 103 for 2. So the umpire signal the ball plays off.
Is the screen helping you? It is? It is helping you.
And we're going to have a change of bowling from the southern end.
Amit.
Amit Sood will be the new bowler, and we'll be bowling to Parchment. And of course, that's the younger Parchment. So we have a long off, a long on, a man on the mid-wicket fence, a man on the backward square boundary. We have a sweeper. A man at point inside the circle. And an extra cover inside the circle. So we are backward and a forward of point. That's one outside the off stump, but Ishmael take a look at it. Let it go by to the wicket keeper. This time it just goes inside the wicket and roll it up on the inside. The bowler runs across to his right and picks up just a single. So this will bring Glenn a strike. And it's pretty much the same field placing for the right-hander with a mid-wicket, a backward square on the boundary, a sweeper. A long off, long on.
He went back. My brothers took him back.
This time Glenn looked to us, runs it down to third man and just picked up a single. So he is off the mark. And this will bring Parchment on strike. This time Parchment goes onto the back foot and bangs it away straight through down to cold counter and get 4 more runs.
What are they putting now there?
That's when they're sliding away. Umpire turns around, signal a wide. This time he's just back. This is peel off the outside edge. The man at white third man couldn't get around to his left, and the ball goes into the boundary. 4 more to Parchment. This time Parchment plays it back past the bowler to his right. The man from long on runs to, long off run to his right, picks up the end of the over. 7 down, 115 for 2. So Jay will continue from the northern end, and we'll be bowling to Mark Parchment. Plays it to the man at extra cover, picks up, have a shot at the wicket, and just a single. This brings Glenn on strike. So he rolls it to the right. Well done by the man at back with his short leg as he runs to the right and save probably 2 runs. Just a single. Good running between the wicket as the fielder couldn't hold the ball in his grasp, and the batsman scampered through for yet another single. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. This time he just drives it to the left of JD, an extra cover, and into the boundary for 4. Fine shot by Young Parchment. This time he just whips it away down to the man at wide long on. And just a single. The end of 8. 124 for 2.
I think so. Can I borrow the water? I think so. Let me just ask the player.
This time Parchment is onto the back foot. And just whipping it up to the man at long on. Just a single. This will bring Glenn onto strike. That's well bowled. That's also well played. The batsman will get a single as the bowler runs across to his left. And the ball just eluded him. The man off there, long on fence, runs in, picks up. It's now, that seems to be a chance. And the ball goes into the boundary, 2 for 4. I think he hit that one and it went straight to the grasp of the bowler, Amit. And eluded the man on the long off boundary. So another boundary to, yes. The replay shows that it's right between the legs of the bowler. So 4 more to Parchment. This time he back and hit it down to a wide long on. The fielder runs across from a straightish mid on, picks up. And another single to Parchment. This will bring Glenn on strike. This time he hit that one to the left of long off and into the boundary for 4. So the way they are, Param Veers is going now at this moment, barring America. They seem to be home and dry, although game is the cricket. It's a game of glorious uncertainty. So that's the end of over number 9. It's 135 for 2. So Jay will continue from the northern end, and he will be bowling to Parchment.
Okay, back. Come back.
That's Amit. This time he's back in his wicket and just whips it out to short mid on, mid wicket. The fielder comes around to his right, just a single. This time Glenn go yard and it's over the top. Up long on for 6.
Oh, what a shot.
That was beautifully played. Just hoping in the face of the bat and hit it beautifully over wide mid off for 6. This time he drives off the outside edge, peels away, and into the boundary for 4.
Yeah, but that was very good.
So the batsman scampered through for a single. This will bring Parchment on strike. And he just tickled this down to a long leg, and that's a fine 50 from Parchment. Well played 50 from the young man. Superb innings. And he shows his acknowledgement to the crowd. Magnificent inning.
Stats.
52 from 24 balls with 11 fours. Well played, young man. Oh, well played. To the right of the bowler, the man from wide long on runs to his left, picked up the end of the over. 10 down, 152 for 2.
You have Parchment again on strike? Parchment again on strike.
So we have a new bowler from the southern end. It's going to be Eman Patel, and he'll be bowling to Mark Parchment. Just making that final adjustment to his field. Oh, there was a scramble. He had to hurry. Let's see if he can get back the choice back. The throw is a little bit too high with no speed on it, and the batsman managed to get back in his crease. As the ball was played straight to the man at backward short leg, and off went Glenn. And luckily for him, the ball was thrown a little bit too high and wouldn't come down in time. Well bowled. This one he just plays forward his bat and pad, and they just scamper through for a single. This brings Glenn on strike. Oh, that's a well bowled there by Patel. As the batsman looked to drive through the line, and he was beaten with a slow delivery. Again, he's beaten outside the off stump. This time he drive it to the man at extra cover. And just a single. So there's two more to Parchment as the fielder runs a run from mid-wicket to his left. Slide to the ground and stop the ball from going into the boundary. 11 down, 156 for 2.
Grandma, zoom in on that thing, alright? Look at me. The stencil on the ground. Zoom in. Yeah, see if you can see it. You can't. Never mind. Giving people drinking water. No. That's me.
Bowler कौन है हसीन? Bowler हसीन.
No, that's not Ishmael. Okay. New bowler.
Azim.
So it's a new bowler from the northern end, and it's going to be Azim, and we'll be bowling to Glenn.
Why would you send that? Why did you let it?
Outside the off stump, white signal by the umpire. This time Glenn is driving over the top for 6 runs. Fine shot there by Glenn. Umpire later taking a good look at the ball to make sure it's the right ball. Oh, this time he just paddled around the man off the mid-wicket boundary, runs around to his left, picked up. Just a single. And this will bring Parchment on strike.
How much is Jawabu?
Glenn, 27, 18 balls.
Oh, beautiful shot. This time he just goes deep again. All the way over mid-wicket. And into the woods for 6. Another fine shot by young Parchment. The bowler just strays a little bit and it was punished by Parchment.
How was he allowed to come in? Like grilled corn. This one?
Which one?
Grilled corn, like Indian style.
Indian style.
That's not. I don't know. How's he allowed to come in?
Zoom into the bowler who's about to bowl. Zoom all the way in.
Oh, because he's wearing the team color.
I had it on the thing last time.
Oh, you mean for us?
Okay,
No, no.
Oh, that's a beautiful delivery. That one pitch and leave Parchment as he just spread forward. This time he's under the back foot. Stroke it out to the left of the man and the extra cover. And the batsman goes through for a single. This bring Glenn on strike. And the Fizer comes in. It's loaded his left. The man off the mid-wicket fence picks up. 12 down, 172 for 2.
Emang.
So Emil will continue from the southern end, first delivery. Glenn bangs it back to the bowler. Misfielder slightly, but no damage done. Brilliantly done by the fielder, just a single. As he saved 3 runs right there, just a single. So one more to Glenn, and this will take Parchment on strike.
Wait, sorry, there's too much noise here. Too many blue shirts sitting there, yes, I see.
Oh, beautifully played. Superb shot by Parchment. He just comes onto the front foot and caressed it. Up to the boundary for 4. Fine shot.
That was really good, Rama. Rama, get the guys on the right side, the blue guys. move from right to the left. Yeah. Soft.
Again, he drive, but there's a fielder in place. Glenn is quite away down the wicket. You have to scamper back. It's a overthrow. And the batsman just crosses over for a single.
All the way.
This brings Glenn on strike.
Wait. Stop there. Zoom in more. Keep zooming in. Over there. Go back there.
This time he's out in front of a slow delivery and swings and misses.
Zoom out a little bit. Zoom out a little bit. Keep zooming out slowly. They're waving. Yeah. Keep zooming out. Keep zooming out.
And the guys over there having fun. Oh, this one is in the air. The man off the long on boundary comes in. Just fell in front of him. And a single to Glenn.
Alright, get back again to those two.
13 down, 179 for 2.
More. Yeah, this is good. Zoom in. Go out a little bit now. That's too tight. Score?
179, 13.
Move the camera
179, 13 overs.
You're getting a lot of screen.
Turn this up a little bit more.
You see what they're doing? Alright, that's it. Start
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the left.
Mike.
The other people.
It's a new bowler. So we have a new bowler from the northern end, and it's going to be Ir Patel, and he'll be bowling to Glenn.
He's a youngster, under 19 player, 16 years old.
Okay, now back to the job.
With the Param Veers pretty much home and dry. And this first delivery, Glenn just hit it between long off and wide mid off and long on. One bounce into the fence for 4.
So I'm trying to go to the other guy and I'm trying to look at him. You have your own team, right? Yeah, I'm with you. But if they have good,
Oh, there's a chance. This time he's back and bangs it back to the bowler, who just fails to hold on to the catch.
you check on the recently. Break his thumb. Same thing happened to me. I broke my thumb. First game of AGCC.
Yeah, a little bit difficult. This time Glenn is onto the back foot and hit that beautifully over wide mid on for 6.
I got more ice cream. More ice in it.
How did they don't take any outside cuts inside?
Oh, he might be able to do 50.
They will not take anything from you.
I'm not 40.
Give you in the other cup.
Yeah, they gave me another cup. They gave me ice cream.
2 sixes, yeah.
Let's put that ice in there.
Or a 6 and a 4, anything.
Game is about to be like
And then 3 balls. Oh, Baba.
This time he looked to paddle it one through the onside and beaten outside the off stump. And again, he hits it over and over cow counter and another 6.
Last ball, right?
Last ball, yeah.
Yes, full toss. And given the treatment it deserves. So we're almost there.
Last ball.
Should I tell him or no?
He's gonna go for it. He's not gonna take a single. Again. Come on, Joe.
14 down, 195 for 2.
I told you 15 though.
One more run required. One required, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be hard for them, man. 36 balls, 1 run.
So remember the target is 166. Do the math. 195 for 2.
Target is not 166, it's 196.
196. It would have been over already, right?
130. You are right. They're doing some barbecue.
So Herring will bowl, presumably will be the last over.
Come on. Come on, if you can.
Came on.
And Parchment to take strike. And he just pulled it with mid wicket, and that's that. Param Veers
Oh, shoot.
won by 8 wickets, thanks to a magnificent innings from Young Parchment.
Give me the handshakes and all that.
And also a gem of an innings from Arang. Parchment not out and 72 from 34 balls. Glenn not out and 46 from 29 balls. And the Param Veers got their total from 14.1 over. So in a moment we got the scorecard for you. Here we go.
You want a big full scorecard?
Here we go. Kenar Lewis bowled JD for 18, 7 deliveries. Dapan bowled Jays for 56 from 15 delivery. Mark Parchment not out at 72. Javed Glenn not out 49. And in a minute we get the bowling figures for you. Thank you, sir. Chris Porter, 1 over, no maiden, 24 not. Azim, 2 overs, no maiden, 41 not. JD Desai, 2 overs, no maiden, 29-1. Damian Banks, 1 over, no maiden, 19 not. Jay, 3 overs, no maiden, 32-1. Amit, 2 overs, no maiden, 23 not. Emang, best of the bowlers, 2.1 overs, no maiden, 15 not. And Ir Patel 1 over for 26 runs. Extras was 7. Once again, Cartersville Param Veers won by 8 wickets in 14.1 overs.